Hey everyone, today's topic comes from one of our sections from Renewing Your Relationship with Jesus. A unique phrase that Abinadi explained while in King Noah's court. In chapter 15 of Mosiah, verse 10, he says, speaking of Jesus, that when his soul has been made an offering for sin, he shall see his seed. A couple of points here. First of all, Jesus' offering was a soul offering, not just an offering of body or of spirit, but, as the Doctrine and Covenants explains, a soul offering, which constitutes both body and spirit. The second point is that Abinadi said that when the soul offering is made, Jesus would see his seed. In other words, through the offering of his body and spirit, Jesus would gain the information, the cognitive and experiential information of knowing who his offering was for. And so the question lends itself, well, how did he do that? How does that work? And we don't have a precise answer, but the scriptures give us some possible explanation for how this might have occurred. First, just recall that each of us is limited to what we can experience directly, given the time and place that we live, our standard of living, our social networks, our mental health, our opportunities for learning, etc. And Jesus was no different in terms of his mortal experience. He was limited to what he could experience for himself, specific to his environment. But in Gethsemane and on Calvary, Jesus offered us his soul. And it was there that he saw his seed, every individual, by the Spirit of God. So, if we use Moses' experience as recorded in the Pearl of Great Price, when he spoke face-to-face with pre-mortal Jesus Christ, we get an insight into how it might have been possible for Jesus to see the recipients of his soul offering. In Moses 1, verses 27 to 28, it says, "It came to pass, as the voice was still speaking, Moses cast his eyes and beheld the earth, yea, even all of it. And there was not a particle of it which he did not behold, discerning it by the Spirit of God. And he beheld the inhabitants thereof. And there was not a soul which he beheld not. And he discerned them by the Spirit of God. And their numbers were great, even numberless, as the sand upon the seashore." By the Spirit of God, while in the presence of God, it's possible to see and discern everything. When under that influence and within that space, one can individually comprehend some of what God comprehends. And though the process of discerning was similar, Jesus' experience in Gethsemane was much more than what Moses experienced on the Mount, in at least two ways. First, Jesus saw an infinitely larger number of souls than Moses. While on the Mount, you recall, the Lord did not show everything to Moses. "Worlds without number have I created," he said, "but only an account of this earth, and the inhabitants thereof give I unto you. For behold, there are many worlds that have passed away by the word of my power, and there are many that now stand, and innumerable are they unto man. But all things are numbered unto me, for they are mine, and I know them." Jesus, however, possibly via the same spiritual process, would have seen everything, worlds without number, because it was consistent with the scope of his atoning act, which, Amulek testified, is infinite and eternal. Second, Jesus' experience went beyond discerning everything by the Spirit. He also bore the weight of everything, using his precious soul, body and spirit, as the vehicle to our spiritual rebirth and redemption, that by him and through him and of him, the inhabitants, worlds without number, are begotten sons and daughters unto God. Through a power and process that we don't understand, Jesus comprehends everything. And this is much more than mere mental assent. It also includes experiential knowledge of someone or something's essence. He comprehendeth all things, the Doctrine and Covenants teaches us in section 88, verse 41. And all things are before him, and all things are round about him. And he is above all things, and in all things, and is through all things, and is round about all things. And all things are by him and of him, even God, forever and ever. The crushing, pulverizing weight of Gethsemane infused Jesus into the fabric of all of us, so that he is in all things and is through all things. The cumulative effect of our infirmities upon him enables him to be round about all things. A phrase used in the popular movie Avatar I see you might be relevant here. It means I see everything that you bring to bear in the world. Your love, your feelings, your soul, your hurt, and your pain. By seeing you, I bring you into existence, and you are comprehended. Abinadi explained that Jesus offered his soul in order to see us, so that all things are by him and of him, even God forever and ever. If you enjoyed this content and you want to learn more, please check out my author's page at Amazon.com under Renewing Your Relationship with Jesus, or some of the other content on our YouTube channel at Power of Godliness. And if you think we missed something, please drop it in the comments below.